What's going on YouTube? This is the Pyro, and today what I have is a Hearthstone replay. Now, as you can see here, I'm not the greatest Hearthstone player. I enjoy the game very much, and when I mean by Hearthstone, I mean Battlegrounds, as it just popped up. So I have this replay here that I want to showcase to you guys because there's some pretty wonky stuff that happens here. I'm playing with a friend of mine, Speed Kid. Shoutouts to him. We usually do it up in this and try and have a good time with it. Now, the reason why I wanted this replay to go up is because there's some crazy jank stuff that can happen with Yogg, and you're about to see what happens. So, breaking it down here, I really just chose Puzzle Box turn 1 because I thought that would be a good thing to start with the options I had. Wrathweaver is a pretty decent start. Same thing with the Murloc here. I forget which one that one is, but it's the one that gains attack for every time you play a Murloc. For a Murloc build, that's a pretty solid staple and standard for that. So I end up buying another one and then end up using my hero power to get the Sun Bacon Relaxer. I mean, all the minions that I wanted actually were pretty good, at least for tier 1, so I figured this would be good to give me a solid push. However, my boy playing Lich ended up getting a golden one, so that ended up having me screw up on that one right there. Sold the bacon, got the Murloc, leveled up. But generally speaking, Battlegrounds is a very enjoyable game mode. It's a very enjoyable game type. So I recommend if you like the whole auto battler sort of thing, go into it, try it out, see if you like it. I mean, I enjoy it. It's a fun game mode. So I'm now kind to do the pivot into Murlocs because in this kind of lobby, I think Murlocs would end up being very strong. Even though it is kind of contested at this moment in time. Not heavy, but still a little contested. That ends off in a trade, so that's pretty good. So right now what I'm hunting for, if you don't know, I'm hunting for Brann. Because with Yogg, his minion, his buddy that he gets, makes it spin the wheel of Yogg. Spin the wheel of Yogg. And that can lead to some very jank combinations since it is a battle cry. So that ends up in being in a trade, so that's pretty good for me. So now hunting for the triple. Level up to tier 4, get tier 5, and no Brann. Instant stat. So I played a Urzel, get Wrathweaver up in some stats, and get a decent minion. What since I'm going up against Gallowix, who is in first place, I believe this is going to be an L here. Actually, no, this is a trade. No, I actually flat out won that. So upgrade to Tavern 5. I spent a turn basically just to farm out. I think I'm expecting a loss here regardless. But again, my main objective right now is to get Brann. Because Brann with Murlocs is really good. Brann with Yogg is really good as well. So I'm really hunting for that combination, and I'm trying to make that work. And Ragnaros is going for a good build with Cool Wars, based on the fact that Cool Wars generally have a end of turn effect, so doubling and tripling that will make it very nice. Now, still no Brann yet, but I ended up getting some stats added onto the board with King Gurgle and the Murloc that gets +1/+1 to all others. Now, based on my meter, I'm trying to hold off for at least another turn so I don't end up tripling my buddy, because tripling that buddy is not worth the triplet. Your worth is better off just using it as is. Get a Sephin, and then I get a Brann. So I played a Sephin, I played a Brann, and now it begins. And then goes another Brann. So now I'm looking to triple this Brann here. I don't get it. I get the Seafood Slinger, gold that, get Chargla, and put the Chargla in just to get a beef and stats at the end. Now my buddy meter is empty. Burgerville got poisoned, which is a good thing to look for. I got Tad to search for another Murloc, and now I get the gold Brann. So now this is where things get tricky, and this is where I believe I messed up here, because having Amalgadon here, Amalgadon is all types, and I had the Annoy module. Like I said, I'm not the greatest player in the world, so that's a mistake on my part from that. So continuing on, this gets lucky because the Amalgadon actually ended up getting poisonous, which is very good. Even if it didn't get poisonous, I could have fixed that with the Sephin. And now the Wind Spills. And the problem with this is good because I have a golden Brann, so I get that to proc 3 times. But as you can see, my hand is full, so I'm not able to make the full use of what I'm getting from the wheel. But it still ends up being fine. That's a good round. I end up getting 2 poisons on 2 of my Murlocs. And now I get the Annoy module to put that onto the Amalgadon to get the Divine Shield onto it. And I also reborn it just to give it a little bit of more oomph. Adding 3 Darkening Prizes, consume, and adding 3 more Darkening Prizes. And this is where things get really stupid. Not dead yet. Get that. Hand is full. Gotta change that off. Get zapped just for some gold. Play that off. And now this is where things get crazy. Now I was able to get the Shutterling. And what the Shutterling does, if you do not know, it repeats all the battle cries that you've played throughout the game. All of them. So now it's going to go through every single battle cry I've played throughout in this game. Plus, I have Brann. So, chaos will ensue with this. And now, this is going way beyond the turn timer. And once all of this settles out and finishes, I will have a very, very shortened turn. So, getting Brann was very pivotal for making Yogg work, and with Murlocs is even more beneficial. And I was able to, I didn't know if I noticed this yet, but I was able to get my Sephin golded from that, so I realized I didn't need the other Sephin that I just bought. And also, with the hero power that I used, with the Darkening Prizes that I got with the wheel, I was able to have my hero power proc an additional time, twice. So it golded the Shutterlock, and doing all that, I realized that I need the Alta for the game so I can have time for my next turn. So doing that resets the turn timer and gets the result. So now I'm just hunting for more stats. I have a golden Shutterling, and I'm going to end up playing that just to try and get all the stats that I can and get all the buffs that I can using the bananas, getting more stats. And now I played a Shutterling, and this is where things go a little crazy. Crazy enough to the point that the game ended up crashing. Let it be known that I'm playing on a laptop with a 1650. I don't know if it's because of the laptop or because of what was happening. Either way, it bugged out, and the game ended up winning. And this was the final result of that. At the end of the day, using Yogg, changing my hero power, to a Shutterling, replacing all the battle cries with the Golden Brand leads up to this result right here, which is absolutely insane. All of these Murlocs have crazy stats, all of them have poisonous, and having a selfless there was just icing on the cake. Too bad I wasn't able to see the battle go through, but it was a victory. It was a nice thing to happen, and this was also on stream, so it was kind of entertaining. So if you enjoy content like this, I will be more than willing to put out more content as such. And that'll be all. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow my YouTube. Same name as always, and I will be back to supply you with more content. Thank you, and take it easy.